Absolutely. You never really expect a rookie to lead the charge at the start of a Game 7 situation, Eastern Conference Finals, but this kid is so special. He's going to score from always in his bag right there. Mid-range, he scores from every level, 3-ball, and then you catch him right here. He gets to the basket and dunks on whoever's down there. Just so impressed with him. He's never fazed.
Does not seem at all
never
intimidated.
too big for this guy. But also, they did a very good job of establishing Al Horford, too, early in the game.
That's where I was going. It's indicative of the fact that Jason Tatum doesn't have to do it all. Al Horford can have his moments. Morris can have his moments. But on the other side, LeBron James clearly had to be the first, second, and third option for the Cleveland Cavaliers until they got themselves going. And for LeBron, he did it in all facets, Bees. You see him working it in the post. Right shoulder turns over Marcus Smart. You see him driving Baines. You know there's multiple players guarding LeBron James. It does not matter. He understands he has to continue to be aggressive and lead this basketball team. And he gets a little bit frustrated at times, and rightfully so, because it seems like if I could be where everybody wanted me to be, I would be confused.
Right.
And so now it seems like they've settled in. And the Boston Celtics should be winning by a lot more, in my opinion, so far.
Yeah, they should be. They're lucky, Cleveland, to be this close at the moment. But the reason why they are, talk about a guy like Jeff Green. He's done a very good job. I mean, they're riding his confidence. He played very good in Game 6. And he has advantages because he can put the ball on the floor. He can get it in transition like this and get down the floor and score in transition. He can also knock down a three when he's called upon. Coming full speed against a big defender in Baines, that's an advantage for this team. And we all say, what are the other guys going to do? How can they make up for Kevin Love in his absence? He's one of the reasons why they can.
And both teams are struggling shooting a three.
It's ugly.
6 for 36 for both teams combined.
Yeah, that ain't good.
Whoever turns that around, it's going to be the catalyst to whoever's able to win this Game 7.
Well, we got ourselves a game, ladies and gentlemen. LeBron right here. He's got a game-high 17 points. And here are 2 of those. In traffic. Whew.
Smarty. How about that flop?
He's back.
This halftime is presented by Toyota. Let's go places.
Talk about the challenge of winning this game tonight without Kevin in the lineup.
It's always a challenge trying to win a playoff game. So no matter who's in the lineup or who's not in the lineup, it's always challenging trying to win a playoff game.
Ron, we talk all the time about how the regular season doesn't mean much for the post, but you've played the Celtics without Kevin, with everybody else who will be out on the court tonight. Is there anything you can glean from that day? It was pretty successful for you guys.
No, it's a totally different game, totally different atmosphere.
But what worked in that quicker group with Jordan out there, Kyle, yourself, Jeff Green, Larry Nance Jr. that could apply to tonight?
No, I just think it was just worked well for us in the second quarter. It doesn't mean it's going to work well for us tonight, but we had some really good success in that second quarter. And those guys came in with just a lot of energy and effort. And we got defensive stops. We got ran and was able to make plays.
Tonight's going to be your 100th game, which is tied the most games you ever played in the regular season plus the playoffs going back to 2011. How does this body of work since, I guess, September compare with another year for you?
For me personally, I'm just always trying to have my body and my mind, as sharp as possible, in the best condition I can be in throughout the season, where I'm available for my teammates every night. And this year I've been available for my teammates and just trying to, be there for them, throughout the regular season and throughout the postseason.
Not to suggest anything beyond the question, but how does it feel accumulating all those games and up to this point versus maybe another year?
I don't know. It is what it is. It's what, today is the only thing I can really, think about. I haven't really thought about the full year yet in its entirety. So I don't know. I feel like anybody else would feel playing 100 games in the season, up until this point.
How's your leg feel?
It's been better, but I'll be ready tonight.
Is it more the leg or the ankle?
The ankle's a part of the leg, so it's the full leg.
Okay. How's your recovery from Game 6 been overall?
The usual. Just around the clock, just trying to get as healthy as I can, before tonight.
When two teams know each other so well, you've seen so much of each other, what really makes a difference in a game like this?
You gotta make shots, you gotta get defensive stops, you got the 50-50 balls, the grit, you got first man to the floor. It's just, it's wanted the most, obviously. That comes with it as well, but his mind is able to be as sharp as well, so we'll see what happens.
LeBron, you've been in these situations in the past, in this building elimination game. Are you more at ease with that challenge and everything that goes with it now, or are you in a different kind of place?
I'm at ease with the game of basketball, period, no matter the situation.
Anything else? Does the Pacers series help some of the younger guys on this team having gone 7? Or this is a bigger stage, obviously?
I don't know. You have to ask the younger guys. I'm not sure. I can't speak for anybody but myself.
Ron, as crazy as it'll be in here tonight, how difficult is defensive communication because of the noise level?
Just got to speak a little louder. I don't think there's anything that they can show us on the floor as far as X's and O's that we haven't seen in 6 games. So you have to be on the string. You got to communicate a little bit louder, and make sure that your teammates know where you are, and you have that help.
LeBron, does the Chinese place on the shirt speak for a mindset tonight?
Nah, it's just supporting the friend of mine. That's all. Don't look too far into it.
You guys had some jump in the second quarter after Kevin went out, obviously in the first quarter. How do you duplicate that tonight?
Just kind of the same effort, same energy. I thought the guys came off the bench, gave us a great boost, and I thought it started with their defense. I thought getting stops in that second quarter, getting out and run, getting easy baskets.
This is Jeff Green tonight in place of Kevin.
Yes.
Jeff will start.
Yes.
What was the best thing about the way he played the other night?
Who, Jeff? I think he attacked the small guys, the switches, and took his time, did a good job attacking, rebounded the ball well. And I just think defensively being able to switch and guard multiple positions, that's huge for us. And, was able to switch a lot more, do a lot of different stuff defensively, and he came through for us.
Ty, having gone 7 in round 1, I know this is a bigger stage, but does that help these younger guys having been through this process before?
You would hope so. I mean, it's their first time, but, I think the biggest thing when you come into a game 7, the most important thing is just having the effort and the energy defensively. I think if you do everything hard, taking charge, just dive on the floor for loose balls, that right there will open up everything for your offense. But doing the stuff defensively, that's got to be our mindset to start.
Ty, was there anything that worked for you as a player that made you relax more, maybe be more productive on the road that you could share with some of the guys, or is that just a personal?
I just think when you put the work in, if you work hard, put the work in, you can live with the results, and you're confident in what you can do, and that's the biggest thing. When you work every single day, on your craft and what you need to do, everything else kind of falls in place.
The other night, LeBron and Jeff seemed to play well off of each other. Is that their athleticism? I mean, I just wondered what you thought clicked there.
They play well together. I think you have 2 guys of similar size, can switch a lot of different things. Both can handle the basketball, both can pass the ball. So Jeff can also run the floor. So when Bron gets the outlet, Jeff's running, having the big guys trying to chase him and guard him, he can get easy baskets. So they have been playing well together, so we got to continue that.
Ty, you guys have ruled the Eastern Conference in the past 3 years. This is as close as you've come to not proceeding to the finals. You probably haven't had time to think about that, but that's fact. I mean, what's your reaction to that?
My reaction is win 1 game. That's the only reaction I have. No one says it's going to be easy. If it was easy, everybody would be here. So nothing else matters now except for tonight. That's all we're focused on.
Branson Wright, Cleveland playing dealer. LeBron, how would you say with your team, how your teammates responded with Kevin Love? How encouraged were you with that?
I think they responded exceptionally well. Our second quarter, our guys that came off the bench, Jordan, Jeff, Kyle, and Larry, they just gave us a huge boost in that second quarter, and it's the reason why we outscored them by 16 in that second quarter. It was just huge. We needed it, obviously more than ever tonight, with the situation that we were in.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. LeBron, we didn't get a real good look at what happened to you. So could you take us through with, I think you banged knees, and then how you were feeling after that? I think you scored 12 points to close it out.
Well, I didn't get a good look at it either. I would have been able to avoid it. After the game, I didn't know who got me, but after the game, Larry asked me was I okay. So I'm guessing he was the culprit of it. I just felt someone fall into my leg and kind of, my leg kind of went in, and, felt some pain, throughout, my entire right side of my leg, into my ankle, into my leg. So, I was just hoping for the best, obviously, because I've seen so many different injuries, and watching basketball with that type of injury, someone falling into someone's leg, standing straight up, and luckily I was able to finish the game.
LeBron, Hayden Grove, Cleveland.com. After that second long three in the fourth quarter, you kind of let out a scream and pounded your chest a little bit. What were you? What caused that reaction, and what were you thinking in that moment?
The love of the game, causes reactions like that. Understanding the situation, and understanding the moment that you're in, and just a feeling that you can't explain unless you've been a part of it. So. That's all.
Second row, Jason Lloyd, The Athletic. We were talking in the 15 finals when everyone was out with injuries, and you said, I can't play all 48 in a finals game because I burned too much energy. We're not in the finals, but we're pretty close, and you didn't play all 48, but it's pretty close. Have you, with what you did in Game 7 against Indiana with tonight, have you even exceeded stamina-wise and energy-wise what you were able to do on a court in a game like this?
Just try to put myself in the best possible shape, each and every year, to be able to, go for the long haul. And obviously, getting a couple minutes here, per quarter will be great, but it's not what our team is built on right now. Our team is built on, me being out on the floor to be able to make plays, not only for myself, but make plays for others. And it's just the way we've been playing, and we've been succeeding with it, but I was able to play 46 minutes today, and I got my couple minutes, I guess.
And going back to the roll up on Larry, does that at all compare to against Chicago when you rolled your ankle? I think Griff said like your ankle bone hit the floor, and everyone thought you were done, and you just retied your shoe and walked back out there. Does tonight at all compare to that? Was one worse than the other?
Well, I wasn't coming out in either cases. Obviously, I would have had to literally have a really bad injury. I don't even know if that's not even wood. I'll find someone on the way out to come off the floor with this, with the opportunity that we have to be able to force a Game 7.
David Grennan, ESPN. LeBron, you've had all sorts of challenges you overcome in your career thus far, but you're going to go into Boston where they're 10-0 this postseason, Sunday Game 7. What's it like pondering that chance? Tristan Thompson said in the locker room, this is what you live for, a Game 7 at the Garden.
Just go out and trust what you built on all year. For me, I don't put too much added pressure on myself. I just go out and play my game. It's a Game 7. This is something that you wish you would have when you're done playing. But more than that, it's just basketball for me. I know what I'm capable of doing, and I'm gonna trust everything I put into it.
LeBron, can you kind of take us through the next 48 hours and how you're going to get yourself ready to be in Game 7 the way you were tonight?
As soon as I leave here, I'll start to prepare. I'm getting in the car and head back to Akron, and as soon as I get home, I'll start my treatment. And I'll do the same all day, tomorrow from before we leave to go to Boston, and then once we get into Boston, I'll do that as well. Try to get as much sleep as I can, with tonight and with tomorrow, and even on Sunday before the game, to try to. That's the best recovery that you can possibly get is when you're sleeping. So it'll be around the clock treatment, and we'll see what happens.
You obviously have that extra gear when you know you absolutely have to win and you're exhausted. What is the thought process? What do you say to yourself?
I don't know. I don't really talk to myself much, to be honest. I don't talk to myself much. I don't know. I just go out and play. I have a drive. I have a love for the game. I have a passion for the game, and while I have the opportunity to lace my shoes up and put a uniform on, then I try to go out and do my job to the best of my ability. And does it always work out in a win? Obviously, no, I'm not undefeated in my career. Does it always, me playing great? I haven't always played great in my career, but I just always wanted to try to maximize, when I'm on the floor, and I've been able to do that in my 15th year so far.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. LeBron, Ty said that he feels like after 6 games, you guys have the blueprint going into Game 7. What's it going to take to execute that on the road?
You got to be poised. You got to be able to handle a punch or two, and you got to be able to combat that and be just as solid and just as aggressive on the offensive end. So, we know it's challenging. They 10-0 on their home floor, and they've been very successful against us, obviously at home. So, but if you love challenges, then this is a great opportunity.
LeBron, you've been a clutch player basically your whole career. How do you feel you've evolved in the last few years in clutch situations? Because it seems like, especially the last few years, when the going gets tough, you're always hitting.
What's your name?
Paulo from ESPN Brazil.
I appreciate you saying I've been clutch my whole career. It's not many like you, I tell you. Well, there's not many like you. Either you're being very kind because it's National Wine Day to me, or I love Brazil, or I don't know what it is right now. But
the last few years, yeah, especially.
There we go. No, just I guess just being. First of all, my teammates and my coaching staff have given me the reins to take the shot or make the play late in games. And, when you have that ability and when you have that confidence from your 14 teammates and then your coaching staff, and then you put the work into it, I think it's just it's a matter of just trying to come through. And like I said, I haven't always done it in my whole career, but I've never been shy away from it. And that's not even, either making a shot or making a play. I've taught the game the right way ever since I ever started playing the game of basketball. My first year ever playing Little League basketball, we won a championship, and my coach at the banquet gave everybody an MVP trophy, everybody. And that right then, I knew that this is a team game, and it's not about one individual and how much one individual can do in order to win championships. And in order to win, you have to have a full team, and that's what it brought it down to me. And the second year, we won it again, and we all got MVP trophies again. So that's just been instilled in me since I was 9 years old when I first started playing, of what it means to be in a situation where your teammates rely on you, but just making the right play, no matter if it's a shot or it's a pass. I've always just been taught that.
Do you feel like you embrace the situation more today than maybe you did in the past?
I've embraced a lot of situations as you grow up. I think that's just all part of, experience and things of that nature. I love being a husband now. Did I embrace that at 18, 19? I don't think so. I've never been around married couples. So, as you get older, you grow into more things. I didn't love wine until I was 30 years old, and now every other post is about wine, National Wine Day. So you learn and you grow and you know what's best for you as you get older. That's just all of us. I think that's what being a human being is. You find ways that you feel like you can grow in what you like and what you dislike. At 18, I don't think I'm the same player that I am today at 33, and I shouldn't be. And I don't think, me personally, I should be the same person I was at 18. I'm just much more seasoned.
Tom Reed, The Athletic. George, have you had a series, have you ever had a playoff series just from an offensive standpoint where it's been so strong at home and not as strong on the road? And if so, how do you get that going to carry that into Game 7?
No, I've been in a lot of playoff games so far, and it hasn't been, so night and day in my whole career. I don't know what it is, but I have to, program myself mentally to do better, take it upon myself, be more aggressive on both ends of the floor in a go-home situation.
Have you talked with T. Lou or anyone about that, or what they've seen with you, some advice or something that your teammates are seeing?
No, I think he trusts me. He kind of lets me go. Other than just saying be aggressive and things like that. But I can't blame anybody. I never was that point to say it's this guy's fault or we're doing this because I can't do this. I take all the blame for it, and the way I've played on the road is unacceptable. And as a player, I got to be better.
George, Kenny Road to WHBC. You were aggressive tonight. Did you tell yourself you needed to be even more aggressive when Kevin went down with that injury?
No, I think I had the mindset of being aggressive from the start of the game. I don't think Kevin's injury had anything to do with, how I was going to play. I took it upon myself to just put myself in situations where I can be aggressive. And it's kind of like that moment where you don't want to go home. It's not time to go home. And I think the adrenaline kicked in where, I had that pressure of saying I'm not going home today.
Not just with you, though. Tom asked you the question about night and day, home and away. This series is about home court advantage. So how do you guys as a team, not just as an individual, take what you guys did tonight as a team and win where you haven't won yet in this series?
It's going to be tough. No team's won there in this playoff so far. So we got to try to be the first. We know it's going to be a tough atmosphere and a crazy time, but, we got to focus on just one game. I think if we take that same energy from tip-off that we brought tonight, I think we'll be fine. But we can't go in there and settle. We can't go in there and get back on our heels. We got to go put the pressure on them.
George, we've seen you play 2 elimination games now with the Cavs, Game 7 against the Pacers, and then tonight. And in both games, you seem to go to the hole. Like seemed like that was your game plan. Why, when you absolutely have to have it game, why then to go to the rim?
I don't know. I think it's just a overall, like I said, mindset. The thing that just say if the jump shot's not falling, be aggressive. I felt like, in last couple games, in Boston, I may settle a little bit for a couple jump shots and things like that, or kind of, went away, and didn't insert myself in the offense and things like that. So just take it upon myself of, trying to be there for my teammates, knowing that my play from last game was unacceptable. So the first thing I did was, just try to get to the basket, get some easy looks. And I think, driving to the basket opens up, the feeling of your game with jump shots going in, things like that. But just the mindset of just attacking early.
And then the guys that Ty's relying on, you guys are, other than Jordan and Larry, I guess, you're all veterans. You've been there a bunch of times. So with that in mind, did LeBron have any special message before tonight? Can you share with what he may have said in any huddles or anything like that?
He says what he needs to say. It was nothing out the ordinary. He said just leave it all on the floor, be determined, play hard, and win this game. Just focus on this game to give ourselves a chance, and that's all he said. And I think, every guy, rallied around that and gave ourselves a chance.
George, what are these? I know this is a hard question, but you've waited this long to get to the finals. What do you think these next 36 hours are going to be for you? Having made so many of the playoffs so many times, I think you've been to a Game 7 in a conference final one other time. What's going through your mind emotionally for this opportunity?
I don't know. I've been in the whirlwind all season, starting out in SAC and things like that. Didn't think I would get this opportunity. So To get this opportunity, I think is a once in a lifetime. You got to take advantage of it. I have to focus and try to do the same things that I prepared today to take into Sunday. And it sounds funny, but I have to go find my Chipotle barbacoa. That's my pregame meal. So I've 2 games, well, the 3 games here. That's what I ate before the game. So I'm for sure going to find a Chipotle in Boston. I tell you that.
George, Aaron Goldhammer, ESPN Cleveland. What's salsa first on the burrito?
No, I just get regular tacos with barbacoa and guacamole. That's it.
Thank you. The third quarter tonight, it's been a problem for the Cavs at times in these playoffs and this year. You had 12 points in the third. What was your approach coming out of halftime?
Just mindset. Like I said, being aggressive, trying to get to the rack or rim, things like that. I know that's been our Achilles heel so far this playoffs, this third quarter. So guys came out the locker room early, did 2 lines, got some layups, got shots going, got loose. We said the first 3 minutes of the third quarter we need to make a statement and impact the game. And I think, the first possession we got the steal for the layup and things like that. But all guys just, making plays down the stretch to really, put ourselves in a situation where we could get a win.
Hi, Shelly Smith from ESPN. How would you characterize what LeBron did on the court tonight?
I don't know. That guy amazes me every night, from the amount of minutes, the amount of years he got, the amount of fouls he get on his body and guys he got hanging off his body and things like that. What he does night in and night out is something remarkable. That's why he's one of the best in the world, if not the best. But it's very special. I'm very fortunate and blessed to have him on our side this time. I've been in the league for some years and ran across him on the other side and really hated his guts. But to have him on our side, it kind of, lets me take a deep, fresher breath of air. So, it's just something that you really can't explain. What he's doing night in, night out is just something special.
George, Scott Sargent, WFNY, to kind of piggyback off that, you've had a front row seat now being a part of this. Is this the best you've seen him play since you've been playing against him?
Yeah, I thought the best was when he always put us out. But, to actually see it, when he's on your team and things like that, I mean, I can't even put it into words. Sometimes I just think, like, how did he make that shot, or how did he make that move, or when did he see that pass? Just night in, night out, just making big plays and big shots. And people always list him as not a shooter, but he's making big shots down the stretch. If it's 3-pointers, layups, dunks, passes, he can do it all. So that's why I kind of, take it upon myself and say he's the best that I've seen ever.
Ray Jeske, ESPN 90. The last 2 questions are similar. I remember a 40-18-9 game against you guys, Game 4, 2012 in Indianapolis. What has to happen Sunday? There's been a talk about you can't rely on hero ball. LeBron, maybe he's got another 46 in him, but not. What do you guys have to do to have a chance to win Sunday?
We as, road guys have to step up and play. It's Game 7. It's an elimination round, a game. We can't focus on what he's doing. He's going to play his game. He's going to do what he do. We have to take it upon ourselves to come out ready to play from jump ball and give it all we got out there. But we can't focus on, sit in the back seat waiting on him to insert us into the offense. We have to go get it.
Ty, start with LeBron, 46, 11, and 9 in an elimination game. What do you take away from what you saw from him?
Greatness, I think. Championship pedigree, giving it his all. And, we needed that, especially when Kevin went down. We had to play Bron as being mental we had to. So, I mean, he delivered. He was up for the challenge. He carried us home, as usual. But, a lot of other guys stepped up, too. I thought Jeff Green did a great job. I thought Clarkson came in and gave us some good minutes. George Hill being aggressive. Larry Nance, playing that whole fourth quarter. So, I mean, guys really chipped in and helped, in the absence of Kevin. And, LeBron brought us home as usual. Big shots, playing through, being tired and fatigued. But we needed him to be big, and he was big.
And then, you basically played 8 guys, I guess, maybe less, and with Kevin being out and the way LeBron had to play tonight and the other guys had to play, do you worry at all about them having enough left in the tank for one more?
Enough, meaning, as in what?
Just enough energy, enough.
Oh,
just...
man, come on. You ain't got no choice. One game from the finals, Game 7. I mean, yeah, I can get out there and do something for that. Just, come on, got to be ready. Ready to play. No excuses. Game 7 to go to the NBA Finals. We got to be ready.
David Grunman, ESPN. After Larry Nance fell into LeBron's leg, what did you see? How did you think that affected LeBron's game, if at all?
Well, we were short on timeouts, and I was about to take one, and Bron said, no, I'm good, and then came and scored right the same possession. So I think he might have just banged his knee, but other than that, he's fine.
And Kevin, have you a chance to check in with him?
No, I haven't had a chance to see the medical staff. I know at halftime they was evaluating him, but I don't know anything right now.
Ty, Ron Potesta, the Sports Animal 1390 in Youngstown. You started the second quarter with LeBron, Green, Corver, Clarkson, and Nance Jr. down 5. Outscored Boston 26-13 in the first 8:37 using that lineup in the second quarter. Can you talk about the defensive presence of that lineup in the second quarter?
I thought he did a great job defensively. That's what got us back in the game. I thought we got stops and then was able to get out and run and get in transition. And I thought Clarkson came in and gave us a defensive lift, 5 rebounds, rebounding the basketball. Nance was great on switching out, guarding smaller guards and having 2 steals and rebounding the basketball. Jeff, a versatile player who can guard, multiple positions, and Bron. And then you got Kyle just, fighting and competing. So I thought we had a scrappy unit out there, and they provided and, helped us out in the second quarter.
Ty, Kenny Road at WHBC. Only 9 turnovers tonight for 7 points. How much of an emphasis was there from you, the coaching staff, to the guys about valuing the basketball in this elimination game?
A big emphasis. We know that they scored off our turnovers, and tonight, I didn't think we did a great job defensively as far as getting back in transition. I thought they hurt us by getting it up quick and trying to attack early. So we got to do a better job with that. But our half-court defense has been really solid this series. So we just got to do a better job in transition and taking care of the basketball, which helps with that.
Ty, as a player and now as a coach, have you ever been involved in a series where home court advantage seems to mean so much? And with that in mind, how do you take what you guys did here tonight at home on the road?
Well, we've been talking about it for a while now, but, we have the blueprint. We understand what we need to do defensively and offensively. I think if we take care of the basketball, I think we'll be in good shape, especially on the road. We got to do a better job of just getting off to good starts and not letting the crowd get involved in the game early and limiting our turnovers, and I think we'll be in good shape.